Darth Maul was a talented and deadly Sith assassin, trained in secret by his master the Dark Lord Sidious, to be used as a living weapon for the greater plan of the Sith. The purpose of Maul was to be the face of the Sith as Sidious governed from the shadows, but how did Maul fall under the influence and command of Sidious, and how did he turn to the dark side? Maul was always under the guise of the dark side. Born on the planet of Dathomir to the Night Sister, Mother Talzin, Maul was inherently gifted in the dark side of the Force. One day, a mysterious man ventured to the planet of Dathomir, identifying himself as Sidious, a Sith apprentice seeking fellowship from the Night Sisters. Sidious met with Maul's mother, and the two conversed about the potential they held, and their aspirations for attaining power. Sidious was impressed with the power and knowledge of Talzin, offering her a role as his apprentice. However, Sidious then felt another presence on the planet. Realizing this dark presence was a young Zabrak child, and the son of Talzin herself. He instead asked to train the boy, and take him as a representation of the friendship between the Night Sisters and the Sith. Although displeased, Talzin agreed, fearful of the evident power Sidious commanded. For decades, Sidious trained Maul as a warrior in secret from the Sith Lord's own master, Darth Plagueis the Wise. Sidious constantly drilled Maul, using training droids designed to push him to his limits and then keep him there. Maul became a gifted fighter, especially with a lightsaber, opting to construct a dual-bladed variant of the weapon. Hatred for the Jedi Order was also drilled into Maul, as Sidious taught him the history of the Sith and the arrogance of the Jedi. Maul fully devoted himself to the way of the Sith, having his lust for revenge against the Jedi consume him, as the power of the dark side swelled through his body. Eventually, Maul would be told by his master the time to reveal the survival of the Sith had arrived. Sidious told Maul to hunt down and kill the Jedi Qui-Gon Jinn and his apprentice Obi-Wan Kenobi. After one failed attempt, Maul confronted Jinn and Kenobi on Naboo, successfully killing the Jedi Master. However, the Sith apprentice's arrogance consumed him, and the Jedi Padawan Obi-Wan Kenobi successfully defeated Maul, cutting him in half at the waist. Presumed dead by his master, Maul secretly survived, retreating to a planet in the Outer Rim. The once glorious warrior of the Sith fell into madness, until one day his brother found him, returning him to his long-lost mother and sanity. So that is the canon version of how Maul became a Sith. In Legends, Maul's mother was a sister of Talzin, and Maul lived a horrid life as one of the slaves to the Night Sisters. Maul's mother eventually reached out to Sidious, begging him to save the boy from Talzin, and allow just one of her sons to escape the cruelty of the Night Sisters. Sidious agreed, again feeling the power within the young child. Maul for the first part of his life lived largely alone, trained and cared for by a droid on the planet of Mustafar, until he proved his worth to the Sith Lord. Sidious chose to hide the boy away on the volcanic planet to ensure his own master Plagueis would not discover that he had taken an apprentice of his own. Eventually, though, the Sith Master discovered Maul, and Sidious received the blessing from Plagueis to train Maul in the dark side of the Force, with the exception that he be trained purely as a warrior and assassin, not as a true Sith Lord. Plagueis implored that Sidious keep the secrets of the Sith from the boy, training him only as a tool, not as a potential equal. For a time, Sidious obeyed the wishes of his master, keeping Maul unaware Sidious himself was even a Sith. One day though, during a training session, Maul was pushed to his breaking point, using the Force to defeat his training droid in combat. Impressed by this, Sidious tortured Maul, throwing large rocks at the boy, before Maul retaliated, sending them back at the Sith Lord. To Maul's shock, Sidious was overjoyed, but this act could not go unpunished. Sidious chained Maul and held him over a bath of acid. The young assassin, however, again impressed the Sith, managing to escape. Pleased, Sidious revealed the history of the Sith to Maul, from the legendary leader Naga Sadow to the revolutionary Darth Bane. Maul, fascinated, asked if the Sith still remained in the galaxy, to which Sidious responded, "It may be a possibility." Sidious then told Maul of the Jedi, an order of foolish and arrogant guardians who served the weak. Disgusted, Maul deemed the Jedi pathetic, but Sidious cautioned the young assassin, telling him the Jedi were fools but powerful ones, and that if not for him, the boy too may have become a Jedi Knight. Over the next several years, Maul would undergo training from Sidious personally, and others who taught him specifically to fight without the use of the Force and how to kill Jedi. Maul eventually constructed a dual-bladed lightsaber, and was sent on several missions by his master, but always remained secret, destroying all who learned of his identity. Despite being fueled by hatred, Maul never once wished to kill his master, forming a sense of respect for the Sith. For one final test to determine if Maul was worthy to become a Lord of the Sith himself, Sidious abandoned him on a planet, sending several assassin droids after him. After nearly a month, Sidious returned to the planet to find an exhausted but victorious Maul. Sidious descended to the planet, lifting his lightsaber and telling Maul his final test was a duel with the Sith Lord himself. Swiftly defeated, Sidious knocked Maul to the ground, telling him he was an utter failure, and another apprentice had been trained to take his place. For the first time, Maul wished his master dead, in a final act of hatred, leaping forward and plunging his teeth into the hand of the Dark Lord. To his shock, Sidious began to laugh, telling Maul he had passed his final test. Above all else, hatred compelled the dark side of the Force, and the Sith. From this day forward, you are a Sith Lord. You have chosen the path of darkness, the path of power. You are Lord Maul. You are my instrument, your rage. You enjoyed it. You enjoyed wanting to kill me. You will do well, Lord Maul. So that is how Darth Maul became a Sith Lord, from both canon and legends. So what do you think? Do you like how Maul became a Sith Lord? And what do you think of his early life? Also, which do you prefer, the canon or legends version? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet, maybe consider subscribing to ensure you stay up to date on everything Star Wars related. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, as it helps the channel out a great deal. If you have any other lore topics or questions you want answered, do not hesitate to tweet them at me at StupendousWave on Twitter, or leave a comment and I will try my best to answer or make a full video dedicated to your topic. Thanks again for watching, may the Force be with you, and have a great day.